Gemini, like I said, it's going from that 10th house and then into the ninth house. So they're also being affected by the guru, by the father. Again, not a great time to travel for Geminis. Now, if you are a Western Gemini, this is going to be in your eighth house of transformation and inheritances. Okay. So this can be a difficult energy. It's called Ashtama Shani. It's a time of major upheaval. Okay. For the Western Geminis. And so I tell people contact me for remedies because it's not an easy energy. My husband just went through it. It's like, whoa. With the Western calculation here. So basically transformation, there could be some inheritances coming your way. This is a difficult energy, like I said, Ashtama Shani. And the number one thing you need to do this year is rest. I got the forebear. Okay, take some time to rest or take a vacation. Allow more time before making these big decisions because you're going to feel a little stuck this year. And meditation can provide a lot of answers for you.
Actually, I have noticed Gemini's been going through a lot for the last few years.
As far as Gemini, you know, like I said, Saturn has been hanging out in that eighth house for a while for the sidereal Geminis, and for the Western Geminis, he's been hanging out in that ninth house. So it's been a lot of change for them as well, especially because they're the communicators. And if you think about COVID changed the way we communicate. It changed the way we get together.
There's the answer. That's it right there.
They're very gregarious. You know,
Right.
They like to be in big groups. They're extroverts. And so you force a Gemini to stay indoors for 2 years, it's going to cause some mental problems.
When I'm looking at the last 2 years of Gemini, I got to say they've had it yucky. And so, and now I'm noticing that, they're coming out of it, but they're still dragging the yuck with them. And I'm, every time I do my predictions, every month that I do predictions, I almost hate doing Gemini because I know that they're dragging, because they really, they're another one of those signs, they really hold on to stuff. They don't forget things that have happened to them. They can be resentful and then whiny and angry. They go back and forth from whiny to angry. And, it's really hard on them. It's really hard on the Gemini to deal with challenges. And I've seen them having to do it. And when I do my readings with them, I try to look for the light because I know the dark is there. It's right there. And it's going to be there for 3 more months. And you're telling me, I thought 3 more months and then they would start feeling better. But you're telling me that it's going to be a slow boil for a little while longer.
It is, but the ending is good because I got the celebrations card. I got the 3 of water. That's celebrations, weddings, graduations, birth announcements. It's the same as the 3 of cups, So things that need to have more fun is in the cards. But it's not quite there yet. Because they've been going through it. I've got a Gemini rising, and my husband is a Gemini rising in Vedic, and it hasn't been easy on either of us because we like to get out, we like to do things, and we haven't been able to. So
that's what this one's saying is, to take all the things that you've learned in the past few years and put it all together and put it out for the universe. A lot of Geminis, I think, are going to have to be rejigging their workplace energy. So that Sun, Moon, and Ascendant for Gemini really needs to either take whatever skills that you have, even ones that you haven't put to practice yet, and start offering them. Anything that you've learned, anything that you've understood, regrouped around, pull it in. The other thing is you're going to have to look at the type of people you attract. Mm-hmm. That's what this year is going to be about. I got these 2 cards in reverse. That is the King of Cups and the King of Pentacles. So this tells me that the way you pick your partner is wrong. You need to really look at that. Because what happened was what it shows me is that a lot of Geminis picked partners based on comfort, logic, that type of a thing, and contentment. And that didn't work. That didn't work for them. And so this 8 of Cups has you walking away from a lot of relationships and looking for more serious love, more passionate love, more creative love, more love that speaks to your soul. So that's going to be one of the things I think that Gemini is going to learn is how to pick partners better, how to draw to you a better match for partnership, better... I guess the main thing I'm being told to tell you is really be careful that you learn your lessons. So if you think it's always somebody, I mean, I know I pointed the finger at these, wrong partners, but I'm also pointing the finger at Gemini. Gemini, you picked them. So why did you pick them? Really important for you to look at that and to, sit with it. Sit with it. Before you jump back into another love affair, make sure you have taken the time to understand what made you pick these relationships in the first place. Now, it could not, maybe it isn't just love. It could be business relationships. It could be good friendships, all of that. If you didn't pick them from a sacred place, you'll be called out, Gemini. Any relationship that you picked from a place of notoriety, or, what could they give me, or how can they enhance my life, and it's not spiritual or sacred, you're going to be called out on it. So it's a good time for you to adjust yourself so that you aren't your own worst enemy. That's a good way to put it, I think, eh?
That's a beautiful way of putting it. Like I said, my husband has a Gemini rising, and he's been his own worst enemy this year, and I had to help him out of it. We can all do that to ourselves. We just get into these dark holes, and we feel like we're all alone, and we don't reach out for help. So that's the main thing I'm asking for you to do this year, Gemini. And you really touched on work, Tamare. I did not cover what was going on with Jupiter with Geminis this year. It's going through the 10th house of career. So we're talking promotions, we're talking increases in salary, we're talking a possible new job that makes you some good money. You're going to be recognized for your efforts. Jupiter's really going to bless you in the career house. And that's up until the April 21st. And then it gets even better because then he enters your house of profits.
Yeah.
So good money. Okay.
I see it. And I also see a lot of creativity for the Gemini. A lot of creativity. And I know we said that Taurus shouldn't be traveling, but Gemini looks like they might be.
Yeah. This is an excellent position for wealth, income, promotions, new jobs. So you might have to travel for this. You also have the support of your older siblings at this time. So you might be traveling to visit siblings and things like that. If you're looking to get a house, lean on them. Lean on those older siblings or family members to help you do that, because it takes a lot to get stable in today's economy, just based on what the banks are doing and the governments are doing to the middle class.
This is cool what I got here. You may have a crabby matriarch in your family, and you don't think they're there for you, but if you ask them for money, they jump at the opportunity to help you. So don't think just because someone's crabby or harsh or kind of edgy that they wouldn't support you. You would be wrong. They will.
And that could also be a crabby elder sister, because that's that 11th house.
Oh, yeah.
There. Yeah.
It sure could be. 100%. 100%.
Yeah. Oh, that's excellent.
That's good, because I think Gemini's, sort of been running around with their tail between their legs, feeling really embarrassed. I think Gemini feels really embarrassed when they make mistakes, and they have made mistakes over the last couple of years. And I think, well, not just really mistakes, but everything's as it should be, but they feel they've made mistakes. And I think the last couple of years with COVID, having them conditioned in the home has caused them to have trouble in their relationships. So, this is why those relationships are going to change. And if there is, if you really loved that person when you got with them, then this is the year to heal it. If you went with this person because of, what they could bring into your life, this is the year to leave it. Yeah. And
that's, in my opinion, not the reason to get into a relationship.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So you'll be called out. Either way, you'll be called out for that. But I do think that there will be plenty of Geminis that are in reasonably good relationships that will need to, maybe, like you said, reach out for some hand up, a little bit of therapy, a little bit of clearing the air, communicating. This is what Gemini's good at. And I think, though, when Gemini's forced into a situation where they have to live with each other and they're not allowed to go out, and lockdowns are everywhere and they're not allowed to do anything. Imagine you having communication issues because you only have each other to bounce your stuff off of, and then it's constant. And if you do happen to think differently, you're not gonna be as open to accepting it, because you have no one to communicate with it. Oh, well, maybe he's got a good point. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
All right.